Welcome back to another Lavu tutorial, where I'm going to show you how you can have Lavu calculate tip sharing for your employees. All of these settings are located in your Workforce Settings page under Employee Classes. There are three types of tip sharing that Lavu can help with. Tip outs, where employees from one job role share tips with employees from another. Tip pooling, where employees of the same job role share tips with each other. And finally, there's tip withholding, where you can withhold tips from your servers for covering general business expenses like credit card processing. Let's start with tip outs. In this example, I'm going to require my servers to share tips with my bussers. I'll start by selecting how I want tips to be divided and what percentage of tips need to be shared. Next, I'll select the employee class I want my servers to share tips with. In this case, it's my bussers. Finally, I'll verify that I want this percentage to be calculated from tips, including both cash and card tips. If I were to select a second employee class next to my bussers, this will include employees from both classes when dividing up the tips. What this doesn't do is give 5% to my bussers and 5% to my cashiers. The 5% will be shared between the team members from both classes. Another way you can calculate tip outs is based on the sales of specific groups of items. Instead of selecting tip here, select sale, and then choose from your available supergroups. Supergroups are a reporting feature in Lavu that is created in the menu. Once they are created, you can attach the group to your menu categories. This particular method of tip sharing is commonly seen when servers share tips with bartenders based on the sale of alcoholic beverages. Once a server has closed all of their orders and updated all of their tips, they can print their server summaries to receive the results of their tip outs. One additional setting I would highly advise changing is found under Advanced Settings. Time interval to include other employee and server tip out controls how much overlap two employees must have before tips will be shared. This will prevent your morning team members from needing to share tips with night team members who just showed up for their shift while the morning team is wrapping up. Moving on to tip pooling, this is a very simple setup for employees like baristas or your bartenders. Simply enable the feature, decide how you want your tips to be divided, and finally choose how often you want tip sharing to be calculated. This is traditionally done at shift change between morning and evening teams, but can be set to whichever time works best for you. You can also choose to combine tip pooling results for an entire day or week. Tip pooling results are available in your control panel, where you can see what each employee contributed to the pool and ultimately what they are owed for their tips. Finally, there's tip withholding, where you simply enter what percentage of tips from your servers you would like to retain. The results of this calculation are available on each employee's server summary. If you have any questions or need further assistance with setting up tip sharing for your employees, please feel free to reach out to our 24/7 customer support team through call, chat, or email. Check out our channel for more videos about your control panel, like basic menu building and creating tax profiles.